All right. Welcome to the webinar. My name is Eric Johnson, creator and CEO of Teamzy. And tonight we've got a really fun presentation. This is actually one of my favorite courses to teach. Tonight's topic is, pull it up here, how I consistently generate new customers and recruits and build reliable income. How I consistently generate new customers and recruits and build reliable income. Tonight, I'm going to reveal my entire system. For those of you who are Teamzy fans or users, you may recognize some of this is how Teamzy works. Teamzy is actually the machine to help me and help you, by extension, work the system I'm going to show you tonight. So I'm going to take you through it. Also at the end, I just want you guys to know we will do a full question and answer, so you can ask me anything. I'll stay on and answer all the questions. After I teach you the system, I know a lot of you want to learn about our bootcamp. I'm going to talk about that tonight too, tell you all about that and answer your questions on that too. So here's my goal tonight. I'm going to teach you how to consistently create new customers and recruits without getting rejected. If you know me, you know that I have a huge fear of rejection. Can I get an amen on that? So I had to figure out how to do this without getting rejected. You're going to feel like you have everything organized and under control, and you're going to have more time because you'll know exactly what to do each day. You'll feel great knowing your business is making reliable income, and you'll never have to worry about where leads are coming from. And finally, you'll feel more confident having conversations because you're not approaching people in a salesy way. Okay, so who's this course for? It's for network marketers and direct sellers, first and foremost, or anyone selling any type of product directly to people. People that are just starting out, seasoned vets, team leaders, busy moms, working professionals. In other words, it's for you. It's for everybody. Anybody who deals with people can benefit from this training. So over the next 45 minutes, this is what you'll learn. How to generate new customers and recruits like clockwork, even if you don't know very many people or are just getting started out in the direct selling business. How to effectively build relationships, starting conversations, engaging your prospects, and transitioning to a sale without damaging your friendships. And also I'll show you two little known Facebook Messenger tricks. That's a mouthful. Two little known Facebook Messenger tricks to follow up and convert. Know what to send, exactly what to say without being annoying. Okay, and very few network marketers know this stuff. I don't know why, it's just not their approach. And I'll also show you my 3-step system that I use to do all my income producing activities in less than an hour a day, so that you can do it in less than an hour a day. Okay. You'll also learn how to grow your downline fast, help them succeed, and be the team they want to join. Pretty cool, right? Okay. Now, before I teach you how to grow your business, you need to know about relationship marketing. It's the heart and soul of everything that I teach. So I'm going to kind of teach you guys a little bit about this. Now, a couple of important reminders. For this to work, you must have a heart to help others. Honestly, guys, relationship marketing does not work if you're just in it for the money. If you want to just make some sales and make some bucks, this system is going to turn you off and you're not going to come across genuine. But if you do have a heart to help others, you're in the right place. I do highly suggest you turn off your phone unless you're watching me on your phone, because we have a lot to cover. I don't want you to get distracted. Take some notes, okay? Because what you'll learn today, you're going to want to apply today. I want you to get right after some of this stuff. Okay, for those of you who haven't met me before, I told you my name's Eric Johnson, and I help busy network marketers build their businesses. I've been a professional business coach for the past 20 years. I know, 2020, I hit 20. For the past 20 years. I'm also the founder of top CRM, Teamzy. Some of you guys know about Teamzy. That's why you're here. We've helped over 100,000 network marketers with Teamzy. And I've had the opportunity to train more than 100,000 direct sellers right here from the comfort of my home office in San Diego, California. Pretty cool. So here's kind of how I got into this. Gosh, how many years ago was it now? 5 or 6, about 6 years ago, maybe 7 years ago now. It's been a little bit. I was kind of stuck in a rut in my career. And I had this amazing career as a business consultant and coach. I loved it. I loved helping people build their business. I loved teaching people how to create relationships systematically in their business so they could have real, authentic, relationship-based businesses. It was awesome. But I got to a point where I was kind of done growing. There was nowhere else for me to grow in my career. I was kind of stuck financially, and I was always working. I just never had time to see my kids. And there's a shot here of my wife and 3 of them. My oldest didn't make that shot. I never saw my kids. I never saw my wife. I felt like I was always working. And why? I was working to take care of my family, but I didn't get to be with my family. And I really wanted to change some things. First of all, I wanted some more flexibility financially. I wanted to be more in control of that. You know, working as an employee, I'd been laid off a couple times during recessions. That didn't feel good. I wanted some control over my destiny. I also wanted the flexibility of time to be with my family. So I took a serious look at the direct sales network marketing model. And I thought, this is an incredible opportunity to build something that could give me both of those things, right? My challenge was I already didn't have time. So when would I build this business? How could I possibly do this if I don't have time as it is? And so I really wanted to figure out how to build my business in 1 hour a day. That's all I had to spare was 1 hour, right? How could I do it in 1 hour a day? I wanted a way to stay in contact with all of my relationships without planning or thinking. Which, you know, if you're going to work an hour a day, you don't want to spend 2 hours planning. And I needed a way to follow up seamlessly on interest so that nobody falls through the cracks. This is the biggest problem in any business. It's so bad in direct sales. How many people fall through the cracks? Okay. So what I'm about to teach you took me over 16 years to learn. And as I taught people and helped people through my coaching consulting business, it was refined through trial and error, trying things out. Try this, try initiating conversation like this. And over many years, we kind of figured out this system. And I'm given time, I'm sure that you could figure it out yourself too. But tonight, I'm just going to teach it to you. I'm just going to give you my foolproof system so you get the benefit of all those years. One quick warning on this, though, as we dive into this topic of relationship marketing, I want you to know that what I'm going to show you goes against what is most commonly taught in direct sales. It goes directly against what is most commonly taught in direct sales. Even some of the amazing corporations that have partnered with Teamzy and asked, you know, Eric, can you train our field? Can you help them? We love your system. They're still teaching the opposite of this, which is kind of crazy. Most likely it will contradict what you've heard from corporate or from your upline leaders. And that's okay. Look, there's more than one way to skin a cat, my grandma used to say. It's kind of morbid, but you get the idea. They may even warn you not to reinvent the wheel. But I'm here to tell you there is a better wheel. Okay, relationship marketing. Why relationship marketing? Let's dive into this topic a little bit. This is a great quote from Mark McCormick. All things being equal, people will do business with a friend. All things being unequal, people will still do business with a friend. People want to do business with a friend, true? Is it true about you? We want to know that people care about us, right? That we can trust them, that they're good at what they do. I love this quote. Here's what I want you guys to understand as we dive in. To be successful in this business, you don't need to be salesy, icky, or spammy. Those are synonyms. one of those resonates, right? You don't need to be salesy, icky, or spammy to be successful in this business. Some of you may have lamented, I'm just not one of those salesy types. I don't know how to make this work. You don't need to be, okay? So what is relationship marketing? Relationship marketing is a philosophy of doing business that puts relationships and people ahead of sales and products. Okay, it puts relationships and people ahead of sales and products. It's not some abstract feel-good concept. It's a proven system that we follow, always knowing what to do next. Always knowing what to do next. How many of you would just like to know what to do next? By the end of tonight, you'll know. Okay. Another principle I want you to get from this is that relationships are your duty. In relationship marketing, we treat relationships as a duty. It's not just a nice thing to have. It's our duty as a business owner, okay? And the main difference between relationship marketing and the traditional approach to the business is this underlying philosophy that developing and deepening relationships is the paramount duty of a business. Developing and deepening relationships is the paramount duty of a business. If you go to business school, they'll tell you making profit is your duty, right? Or maybe if it's a publicly owned company, it's growth. Our approach to this business is that it's developing relationships. And if you can focus on building and deepening relationships, you will grow your bottom line. Your business will grow exponentially even. Did you know that people are 4 times more likely to buy when referred by a friend? People are 4 times more likely to buy when referred by a friend. So if I phrase this another way, what if I could tell you a marketing system that would multiply the probability of people buying from you by 4? Be like, yeah, sign me up for that class. Well, I'm here to tell you it's relationships. The next thing I want you to get is that we seek to serve first. We seek to serve first, okay? In relationship marketing, we serve and bring value first. And by investing in relationships, people are much more likely to do business with us. And this is the best part, to recommend their friends and family to us. We seek to serve first. We don't seek to get first. We don't do the old, hey, Joan, would you like to watch this video of this cool new opportunity I have? Tell me if you're interested. Well, that's very self-serving, isn't it? No, we seek to serve them first. Just a little visual on this, the motivation of helping others versus the motivation of financial gain. I've got a great product that I want to tell my friends about because I believe it will make their lives better, versus I'm going to tell anyone about this product so that I can make a living. Now, most people perceive direct sellers and network marketers as the one on the right, that they're just going to tell everybody to try to make a living. And I want to refocus our industry on the belief that we can make people's lives better. Relationship marketing is not simply selling products to our relationships, okay? That's backwards. We build relationships first. We serve our customers in such a way that they become walking, talking billboards for your business, okay? And they grow it for us. By investing time in providing excellent service, you will turn prospects into advocates. And this is a key piece, you guys, is that there are people who say, not right now, I'm not really interested in what you're doing right now, but they'll still be an advocate for your business, meaning they're so excited about your mission and how you're helping people that even though it might not be a fit for them right now, they will still advocate for you. They will still tell other people about your business and introduce them to you. When our focus is on relationships first, I'm here to tell you a lot of people will be advocates that may never purchase, which is pretty cool because in our traditional approach, we throw those people away. As soon as they say no, we chuck them, right? Recommendations are more influential than we think. 82% of Americans say they seek recommendations from friends and family when considering a purchase. 82% of Americans say they seek recommendations from friends and family when considering a purchase. This is why getting introduced by customers to their friends and family is so powerful. And this is also why people don't just need information on the internet. They need trusted advisors in their lives who can help them make decisions. Okay, and that's who I want you guys to be in your business. So don't run over your relationships. The traditional old school approach is to blast your relationships with cold messages and invites, hoping to take advantage of that existing relationship to get a sale. You guys have been there, right? Some of you have tried it. Maybe it didn't feel good. That's why you're here listening to me. This destroys trust. It damages relationships and it leaves you feeling icky, probably your friends too, okay? And so let's just take a look at this going for no traditional approach versus relationship marketing. Going for no are things like cold messaging, cold calling, purchasing lists, blast emailing people, right? And by the way, people always go, what is cold messaging? Cold messaging means that you give somebody a business offer out of the blue with cold. Like, hey, I haven't talked to you since high school. Would you take a look at this link? Or tell me what you think about this product. Okay, that's a cold message. Would you like to come to an event? It's been 20 years since I've seen you. Versus relationship marketing, where we generate leads by building relationships and by getting introduced to people. So again, the going for no philosophy, in my opinion, it's completely self-centered. It's about what you can do for me. It damages personal relationships. This is evidenced by how many people have a terrible feeling. There's a stigma against network marketing. It drains your energy. Who likes getting rejected all the time? Not I. It also gives this industry a bad reputation. What an incredible industry this is. I truly believe every single family should have a direct sales side business. Every family. But yet it has such a bad reputation. And then you end up wasting time on leads that go nowhere, right? Because you're going after people that aren't interested. Versus relationship marketing, where we save tons of time because we only work with those that actually bring us business. It's enjoyable because we don't have to feel icky. We don't have to get rejected all the time. We get to be focused on repeat business and long-term relationships, which is incredibly rewarding and fun. It's more genuine. It's caring. Okay. Right? You can see why I like it. Okay. So next piece I want you to get is this, is that we create advocates. And that equals generating introductions. When we create advocates, we generate introductions. An advocate is somebody who wants to tell people about your business. They may never purchase from you. They may not join your team, but they're excited about what you're doing. And if you work on the relationship first, you'll find this happens, okay? As you invest in the relationships, they're more likely to introduce you to friends and family. The people they introduce, by the way, will already trust you because that person does. Oh my gosh, talk about a shortcut to helping somebody. 85% of new business comes from customer word of mouth. You guys realize that statistic? 85% of new business comes from customer word of mouth. Most network marketers focus on that other 15% instead of figuring out how to systematically leverage those relationships to get into the bigger piece of the pie. Who would you rather work with? A cold lead? These are low quality leads, people who are skeptical and don't trust you. You end up wasting time on leads that go nowhere. Or working with somebody that's been introduced to you, they already trust you, they're easier to close, they're way more loyal, and they're more likely to refer you again to somebody they know. It's a no-brainer, right? Okay, so there's kind of the intro. Now I'm going to teach you the 6 components of relationship marketing. So now that I've kind of made my case, this is the way to go. Let me take you through the whole system. There's 6 components to this system, okay? And if you implement these 6 components into your business, you will create the reliable stream of leads and recruits in your business for all time. Okay, let's go into it. So here they are real quick, and then we'll break them out. Number 1, trust. Trust is everything. Trust is everything. Number 2, you got to get your lists organized and prioritized. Organized and prioritized, both things. 3, start conversations daily. Start conversations daily. 4, invite and share appropriately. Invite and share appropriately. 5, follow up like a pro. Follow up like a pro. And 6, always create introductions. Other people think of that as getting referrals, but I'm going to explain why it's better to get introductions. Always creating introductions. Those are the 6 components of relationship marketing. If you can implement these, you've got it made. All right, so let's talk about component number 1. Trust is everything. Relationship marketing depends on trust. Okay, if you're taking notes, write that one down. Relationship marketing depends on trust. In other words, if you're a jerk, this system ain't gonna work. And I'm sure you guys have come across people in our business who are jerks. There's big jerks and there's little jerks. Sometimes little jerks are good people that have been told to do stuff that they didn't feel good about doing. They come across that way. In relationship marketing, building trust is everything. So we don't do anything disingenuous ever. Okay? Just want you guys to get that. Some of you guys are going, hallelujah. Why didn't I know about this? You never have to do anything that gives you that little funny feeling in your stomach, because we don't do tricky stuff. We don't do disingenuous things. We don't try to create artificial curiosity by withholding information. We don't do any of that stuff, because every one of those actions erodes trust. And somebody who trusts you is 4 times more likely to make a purchase, right? So we don't want to erode trust. We're going to build trust. But trust makes the work fun. If people trust you, you can get right to helping them. You don't have to be sales. You don't have to do a sales pitch. You can get right to helping, right? Also, trust takes the ickiness out of the process. You're never going to feel like an icky salesperson. No one's ever going to think of you as an icky salesperson. You're a trusted advisor. Also, you get to go for yes. So forget the whole going for no thing. If you were ever asked to go for no, you know, the idea that you're going to blast your list and you're going to dig through the no's to get to the yeses, and it's a badge of honor to get rejected. Forget all that. That's ridiculous. That's like the worst thing ever. Don't do that. You don't have to. Now you have a way to go for yes. So there's 4 essential ingredients to building trust. I'm going to explain them to you really quickly. Okay. They are chemistry, character, competence, and consistency. Okay, chemistry, character, competence, and consistency. You need to do all 4 to build trust with people, but they're fun. So let me just show you what these are. Chemistry, number 1, that's where you have common ground with someone. Chemistry is where you have common ground with someone. What is it about you they can relate to? Okay, chemistry is where you have common ground with someone. What is it about you they can relate to? Bottom line, we said this in the very beginning. People want to do business with a friend. So build some rapport. Find out what you have in common with people. Build a little bit of chemistry. People want to do business with people they like, not people they dislike, right? So find out what you have in common and build on that. Number 2, character is when you demonstrate how much you care and that you're relatable. Character is when you demonstrate how much you care and that you're relatable. Okay, so please notice something about this definition, because a lot of people get this kind of messed up. You don't actually have character. Okay, I don't have character, you don't have character. Character is an action. It's something you do. Okay, it's something you do, and you have to do it daily. You have to daily demonstrate how much you care for others. That's how they know your character. Okay, so we can't rest on our laurels. Character is something we have to do every day. Your number one marketing plan is demonstrating character. And how do we demonstrate character? By showing others that we care for them. And this is everything. How you take care of your customers, how professional you are, how friendly you are. I mean, how you treat people when you're out in the world, how you tip, how you drive on the highway. All of these demonstrate character to people. And I want you to assume that your customers and prospective customers are watching everything you do. So it's really your duty to start showing people how much you care for others. Make sense? Also, you need to be relatable. And that is, when we're talking about sharing your story or sharing on social media and things like that, we need to stay relatable, especially for those of you leaders who have now generated this massive income. We need to still know the story of how you started. People don't relate to that. We want it, but we need to relate to you as a person. So make sure that you're focusing on being relatable and showing people how you care. Number 3 is competence. Number 3 ingredient for building trust, competence. This is when you demonstrate you're good at what you do and you're a business person. Okay, competence is when you demonstrate you're good at what you do and you're a business person. There's 2 pieces to this. The first piece is, I need a trusted advisor to help me with my problem. Can you help me solve my problem? Do you know about your products? Do you know about this problem? Do you know how your product helps? Why will I buy your product if you're not going to be my trusted advisor? Does this make sense? So you need to learn. You need to just be a sponge. Learn all about your products. Learn the success stories. As you generate your own, learn the ones from your team. Learn. If you're in the nutrition industry, start learning about nutrition. If you're in the makeup industry, start learning about makeup. Build your competence. Okay. Remember, you're going to talk to friends and family who've seen you with your pants on backwards. It's important that you show them that you're journeying towards being competent in this area, becoming a professional. The second half of this is, do I trust you as a business person? Do I want to join your team? Do I feel like you could mentor me to be successful in this business? There are 2 pieces. One is a professional representative of this product. Number 2 is a professional leader in the business industry. And if I feel like these are like you've got competence in both of these, I'm more likely to want to join you in this business. Make sense? Now, really quick, I know there's people on this webinar who are new to the business, and maybe you don't have the competence that your upline has on the products, or maybe you don't even understand how the comp plan really works. I'll be completely honest with you guys. When I was building my network marketing business, I didn't really understand the comp plan. I just knew that if I consistently brought new people on and had new customers that were happy, I was going to grow my business, and it was true. So when you're new and you don't have that competence, I want this to be really clear. Don't pretend to be something you're not. Don't pretend to be something you're not. It's okay that you don't have all that competence. In the beginning, I want you to model the competence of your team and your upline. You need to tell people about your mentor. You need to share about these incredible people that you've met and how knowledgeable they are and how you're learning from them. Does this make sense? And the story you share in the beginning is your journey towards competence, what you're learning. Your small milestones in the business. I just ranked up. I just earned a vacation. This is amazing. I'm learning so much. You let people know that you are plugged into the best team ever. So that when you're new, you don't have to fake it. You just say, hey, I'm plugged into these amazing people. You can plug in with me and we can both be mentored by the best. Make sense? So competence, number 3, is demonstrating you're good at what you do and that you're a business person. Quick principle on this before we move on to number 4. The principle behind this is when somebody's going to do business with you, they really only care about 3 things. Can I trust you? Do you care about me? And are you good at what you do? Can I trust you? Do you care about me? And are you good at what you do? Right? When they feel these things in their heart, you've got an advocate. When they're not sure about these questions, you'll get objections. And that's okay. Overcome the objections, continue serving and building the relationship. Make sense? Okay, number 4. The 4th ingredient and the most important for building trust is consistency. Consistency. Being consistent is the most effective way to build trust. Right? Don't you trust somebody who shows their trustworthiness rather than someone who just says, trust me? Absolutely. We have to be consistent. We have to be consistent. We got to be a product of our product. We have to use our products consistently, show our own journey, right? We have to consistently share a story. We have to be on social media sharing what we're doing. We have to be consistent, showing people that we have a changed lifestyle. Make sense? So important. Here's a great principle. People respect consistency and desire it for themselves. People respect consistency and desire it for themselves. In other words, not only is consistency a great way to build trust, but it attracts people to you. It attracts people to you. Being consistent builds your business. How many of you have been told by people who have been watching you that you've inspired them, that you're an inspiration? And do you ever wonder, I mean, how am I an inspiration? Me? Right? I mean, I trip over my slippers in the morning like everyone else. But what they see is your consistency. They see you being consistent. They see you doing things that are positive in your life and for the people around you, and that inspires them. They want to be around it. It attracts people to you. How many of you, honestly, I mean, you started because you love the products or whatever, but now you're in love with the company, you're in love with the culture, you're in love with your team because it's a group of consistent people that are attractive. You want to be around them. Consistency is huge. So are you consistent? Are you consistent? Now, consistently a product of your product, sharing on social media, these are important things. But are you consistently in touch with all your relationships? Are you consistently in touch with all your relationships? Or are you like I used to be, where you get a Facebook notification that it's somebody's birthday, you go to wish them a happy birthday and realize the last message you sent them was 2 years ago on their birthday? Does that sound familiar? That's what happens to all of us if we don't have a system. But if you want to have a real business, we got to be consistently in touch with people because they won't believe you until they see you. People won't believe you till they see you. I'm just going to give you an example. You're posting up on social media. Oh my gosh, this is amazing, life-changing. Here's my before and after, whatever. Join me. I see these posts all the time, looking for 5 amazing ladies to mentor. Let me know this week, things like that. Those are great posts. And you do get people who respond to those posts. In fact, a lot of times I think those posts work so well, we forget that it's only impacting 3 to 5% of our relationships. Have you noticed how many people you're connected to who don't comment or like those posts? Here's what I want you guys to understand. Those people are watching. They are watching you. They are reading your posts. They are watching you. It's like you're a TV show that's entertaining them. Okay? They don't believe you that you are actually inviting them. Why would they? They haven't heard from you since high school. Why would they think you're actually talking to me? Does this make sense? This is why we have to reach out. We have to reach out beyond our posts, and we have to connect with people. Relationship building is a contact sport, which means you got to be in regular contact with people if you want a relationship with them. Now, I understand your time is scarce, and I'm going to show you my system that'll save you a ton of time doing this. But I want you guys to understand that if you want to build relationships, which is the foundation of our business, there's only one way to deepen those, and that's by doing this, investing time and connecting with people. Okay, so the principle here, investing time and connecting with people, is the only way to deepen relationships. The only way to deepen relationships. Just really quick, I'm going to just pop out of my presentation for a quick minute. We're going to be to the Q&A pretty soon. But how many of you have ever received, and you've got like this little button that allows you to raise your hand. How many of you have ever received an amazing card or letter, handwritten note from somebody that you love? And when you read that note, it just touched you right in the heart. I mean, you just like, oh my gosh. Everybody, good. All the hands are popping up. Good. That's great. Oh, cool. I see some people I know on here. Hello, everybody. Some of you have heard me talk about this example. Now, how about this? Have you ever received one of these? This is a happy birthday postcard. Okay, so this is a nice little postcard. I got this from my life insurance sales representative. And it's just a little reminder that he was thinking of me on my birthday. Have you guys received these? Do these go into your special place where you keep the cards like we just talked about, the ones that get you in the heart? Do these get saved forever? Oh, this one gets thrown away, right? But the other cards we keep forever and we can't part with them. Why does this get chucked and the other card gets saved forever? Because this violates the principle. The only way to deepen a relationship is to invest time and connect with people. right? This requires no time, so it has no value. We know that he didn't spend any time doing this, so we don't value it. It's also not a personal connection. This is a postcard to a bulk list that actually doesn't even have my name on it. It just says, here's to another great year of you. It's impersonal, required no time. We associate no value to it. If you want to deepen relationships, the key to this business, deepening relationships, you got to invest time and connect with people one-on-one. And yet we're so seduced by this whole concept of marketing automation. How can I just set this up and not have to do anything? Just have it do it for me. I need a newsletter that goes on auto, just blast emails. I need to figure out how to just create this stuff so that it just goes on automatic. And it falls on deaf ears because people don't value impersonal connection. They don't value impersonal connection. Does this make sense? Now, you don't have to be constantly writing people handwritten love letters. However, that's a great idea. If you can think of a reason to send somebody a card, you should handwrite a card always, because they will keep it forever if you put your heart into it. But even just reaching out and connecting with somebody, text message, Facebook Messenger, direct message on Instagram, however you communicate, a direct person-to-person connection is huge. It's huge, and it moves the relationship. And we built Teamzy to help you. I know this isn't about Teamzy, but I have to mention it. We built Teamzy to help you do that efficiently, effectively, so that you can reach out to as many people as possible one-on-one. All right, let's dive back in here so you guys get the point. Investing time and connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. Okay. Component number 2. You need to get your lists organized and prioritized. You need to get your lists organized and prioritized. You cannot be productive when you feel disorganized and scattered. Okay? It's just impossible. You need to feel organized. No more random pads of paper, notebooks, complicated spreadsheets, sticky notes. I don't know what you guys are doing. Somebody the other day was explaining to me how they created this. They took Trello and like 3 other apps and created a system, handmade. Like, it's overcomplicated. We need one list in one place, and it needs to be organized. Okay? And so that's what we want to do first. Get one list with all your contacts in one place. Have a system that leverages your time so that you can be what I call the power hour boss. Okay? Meaning you can get everything done in less than an hour. You need a system. And you've got to have a CRM. That's a contact relationship management software. Okay? You must have that. If you're not working with a CRM in your business, you are literally drinking water from your hands instead of from a glass. You're going to have more water spill through the cracks than you could possibly drink. You got to be using a CRM. I mean, this is a business. Okay? Whether you use mine or use another, mine's the best one, just telling you. I mean, probably a lot of you would agree, but you got to have a CRM. You can't do this without it. You can't do this without it. Okay? But once you get them in there, you got to prioritize relationships. You cannot prioritize your time unless you have prioritized your relationships. Okay, huge principle. Write this one down. You cannot prioritize time until you have prioritized your relationships. This is why 80% of results come from 20% of relationships. Okay, 80% of your results, you guys have heard of the 80-20 rule, right? 80% of your results will come from 20% of your relationships. And this means that 20% of your relationships are more valuable to your business than the other 80%. True? And if you don't prioritize your list, you're treating them equally. That doesn't make sense. Make sense? You should connect more often with your best people. You need to invest more in your best people, right? So we need to identify who are high priority relationships and prioritize them. Now, I've got a very simple 5-star system that I teach. I'm going to teach it to you tonight. Okay. And again, if you're using Teamzy, this is built into Teamzy to make this really easy. But it's a simple 5-star system, just like you use on Yelp or Amazon or whatever. 5 stars, you guys understand this, right? A 5-star relationship, these are our best relationships. This is someone most likely to become a customer or join your team. They're also like your best friends and closest family. 5-star relationships, they'll come up first on your list. They should come up first, and you should connect with them every 30 days, okay? Just plan to connect every 30 days to your 5-star relationship, just checking in. 4-star people, this is someone likely to become a customer or join your team with a little nurturing, friends and family, just not your inner circle, right? They're the next priority, 4 stars. And then you connect with them every 60 days. So every 60 days, you reconnect. It's been a couple months. How you doing? Okay. Real simple system. 3 stars. This, you don't know. 3 stars could go either way. I would say 80 to 90% of your list will be 3-star relationships. Okay. Just so that's okay. You don't know yet. You're going to connect with them every 90 days. You're going to check back in with them. Okay. So most of your list will cycle through at 90 days. 2 stars. These are getting colder. Okay. Every 120 days. Every 120 days, you're connecting. So 3 times a year, just connecting. And the whole idea here is that as you're staying in touch with all of your relationships, first off, it's awkward. I mean, if I barely know you and I start messaging you every month, you're going to be like, you're a creep. What are you doing? Right? But if I barely know you and I check in every 3 times a year, each time I check in, we start to get to know each other a little bit more. It warms us up. You're checking out my Facebook, my Instagram. I'm checking out yours. We're chatting a little bit more. Does this make sense? Over time, you might warm up a little bit more and a little bit more, a little bit more. So this system allows us to stay in contact with people systematically so that we're constantly investing in relationships and warming relationships and moving people up that trust scale that we talked about a little while ago. Make sense? And then I use the 1 star. I use the 1 star for people that I don't want to market to. So they're on my list because there's somebody I know, but I'm put them in a 1 star. They're kind of like, nope, not that person. Make sense? So I've got them on my list. And I think it's important for me to have everyone I know there so that I know that, I don't accidentally add them in as a prospect later. They're over there in the 1. That's my 5-star system. It's so simple, right? But instead of thinking of somebody as hot or cold, I really think of them more as what level do they trust me and how good, strong is our relationship? And what is the amount of contact that would be comfortable based on a relationship? Would it be comfortable for me to talk to them every month or every 2 months or what? Make sense? Okay. You need an easy and reliable system to do this, to keep your list prioritized. And of course, I'll share my favorite tool later, which, spoiler alert, it's Teamzy, right? We'll show you. Teamzy does this automatically for you. Component number 3, now that you've got your list prioritized and organized, you need to start conversations every day. You need to start conversations every day, constantly. Keep starting those conversations, okay? And I also want to remind you, cold invites end conversations in most cases. Cold invites will end conversations and often friendships. Cold invites end conversations and often friendships. And again, a cold invite is when you invite somebody to look at your products, your business out of the blue. Just, you go straight for it, right? And again, I just want to reiterate this whole idea of the go for no approach. The go for no approach is this concept that you would just do a cold invite to everybody you know, because you're going to get a few, and you build on that, right? The problem with this is, again, it's completely self-centered. It's focused on what you need. You haven't even listened to see if they need what your product. You haven't even talked to them. It damages personal relationships because your friends and family feel like there's a target on their back. They don't feel like you're doing it because you care. They feel like you're trying to get a sale. And that gives our industry a bad reputation. So many of us are working so hard to overcome that reputation now. And again, just going through, I showed you this a little while ago, versus relationship marketing, where we save our time because we're working with people who bring us business. It's way more enjoyable for us and for our prospects. There's no icky feelings because we're building trust with people. And we get to focus on repeat and long-term relationships. This is huge because when you're doing the go for no build, you have to do it every year forever. You never get to stop. You never get to stop beating the bushes for your next leads, right? And when you build a relationship-based business, it becomes more self-sustaining. And of course, it's more genuine and caring. So here's the first thing I want you to do is to get yourself into the make someone's day mindset. Get yourself into the make someone's day mindset. Instead of thinking, will I get a sale? Will this person be interested in my business? I want you to think about, I'm going to make this person's day. My goal right now is just to make this person's day. That's where we start, okay? And just set a daily goal in the 3 categories: prospects, customers, and your team, distributors, okay? And hit it consistently. How many people in each group will I make their day today? Okay, and this is what we do to build our business. So for an example, this was my goal in my business, which was to connect with 10 prospects a day, 6 customers, and 4 distributors. Okay, 20 people. I just messaged 20 people to make their day every day, 5 days a week. 100 people a week, got their days made by me. Does this make sense? Don't get stuck in analysis paralysis. Don't get stuck trying to think of the perfect messaging. You want to just quickly do this, okay? So start with a simple message. Start with a simple message. Something like, hi, Jay, just stopping by to say hello. How are you? Hope your day is awesome. This is look, it took me years to come up with this simple script. And I have to tell you that the response rate, some of you guys have used this because it's in Teamzy. The response rate on a simple message like this is through the roof. It's through the roof. Okay, and there's a couple things in here. There's a nice little greeting. There's reassurance that I'm not trying to sell you something right now. I'm just stopping by to say hello. I'm showing that I care for her by asking how she's doing and wishing her well. So the worst case scenario, she's like, wow, that was great to hear from you. Does this make sense? It's so easy. You want to start there. Now, so each day you're going to reach out to your prospects, your customers, and your distributors just to make their day. Okay. And that'll give you a chance to have a great conversation with them. It'll give you a chance to uncover wants and needs. And where appropriate, you can invite them to learn more about your business when you've uncovered that they need your solution. Make sense? Okay. Real quick, I want to just talk about customers because people neglect their customers like you wouldn't believe in this business. Oh my gosh. People are like, I've got hundreds of customers. I'm doing this 9 years. I didn't really talk to them. Oh, that's a gold mine, you guys. It's so huge. It's so important to be in touch with customers. Let me just hit this really quick. First off, if you're in regular contact with customers, they're more likely to think of you as the expert. You want them to think of you as the expert, right? Because this is going to encourage them to connect more people to you. The other thing is statistically, if you're in regular contact with customers, they're going to buy more product and stay on recurring orders longer. Sign me up for that. Sign my whole team up for that. They'll buy more product and retain longer. Who's interested in that? Everyone should be. And number 3, they will bring new people to your business. They will bring new people to your business. After you've done the heavy lifting of building this business and building relationships over a few years, honestly, all of your growth will come from customers. You won't ever have to go prospect outside of that group again if you do this right and build these relationships up. It's pretty amazing. And I'll talk a little bit more about that in part 6. Okay. This is why I think connecting with customers and distributors on your team is equally as important as connecting with new prospects. Okay. It's equally as important as connecting with new prospects. I just explained why the customers are so important. And the reason why connecting with your team is so important is because one of the biggest problems besides trying to recruit people in this business is losing the distributors we've already recruited. The turnover rate is through the roof. Am I right? And just the simple act of staying in touch and connecting and caring for people and building that relationship, it will greatly impact your retention, right? It'll greatly impact your retention. So make sure that you're focused not just on prospecting, but on staying in touch with customers and with your team. Okay, component number 4, share where appropriate. Share when appropriate. This is how we do it without burning bridges or damaging our relationships, okay? So ask questions. First, you make somebody's day, they respond. Now try to get them in a conversation. Tell me what's going on in your life. Send me an update. What have you been up to? How have you guys been doing, right? We're coming through this pandemic right now. How have you guys been during that? Were you on lockdown? Are you healthy? Ask questions, find out what's going on. And your goal by asking questions is to identify wants and needs first. What do they need help with? And it may not have anything to do with your business, guys. Honestly, it might just be they need help with something, right? They might just need, like my neighbor just needed somebody to trim her trees. And I was able to save her $500 by using my person. That was help investing in relationship. But you want to listen for wants and needs. The last thing you want to do is prescribe a solution with your products to a problem they don't know they have, right? Because that's annoying. So once we understand what their needs are, then we invite them into a solution for their problems. We invite them into a solution for their problems. And then that solution is where we share our business or we share our products with them. Okay, so what we call a share in our system, in our Teamzy system, we actually log what's called shares. And that's when we share, hey, here's a product solution I think will solve your problem. Or, you haven't worked for 3 months because of the pandemic. We can solve your financial problem by starting your own business. Make sense? So you're sharing the business, you're sharing the products to help them solve their problem. So I think that you should set a goal, daily goal for shares. The minimum goal I think is 3 because it's not insane, but it's enough to really keep you focused on it, right? But you have to understand that if you're not sharing your products and you're not sharing your business opportunity, you're not going to grow your business. And yeah, it's great, Eric. We love everything you've been teaching us. This is great. I'm just going to make people's day and invest in relationships and love on people. But you still need to share. You need to find ways to help people. Just understand what the problems are that you solve and look for ways to help people solve those problems. Does this make sense? So our goal is to share 3 times a day. Now that might not happen the first week or 2 or 3, but as you really focus on connecting with people consistently and starting conversations, and those conversations progress over time, you'll find that you're able to share that much. Okay. And then after you've shared a business solution or a product solution with somebody, you put that person on a follow-ups list. This is not just connecting every 60, 30, 90, or 120 days just to say hi and see how they're doing. This is, I'm following up on the fact that I shared a solution with you and you said you were interested. Okay, so we're going to put them on that follow-ups list, and now we're going to put on our professional hat and we're going to follow up professionally. Okay, those who are not ready for a share, you just keep connecting with. You just keep connecting. They're not interested, fine. Just, hey, it was great chatting with you. It's so great to chat with you and catch up a little bit. You know, let's stay in touch. So keep connecting with people who aren't ready yet, right? Stay in touch with them. And make sure that you're tracking shares and follow-ups. Make sure you're tracking them so nobody falls through the cracks. You don't want to let go. Man, oh my gosh, you get somebody through the whole process of them being interested and you sharing something with them and you lose track of them. It's not acceptable. So you need a system for tracking. And of course, Teamzy is a great system. Whatever system you use, I'll share Teamzy in a little bit, but you know, it's specifically designed for this. So here's an example of a typical day, guys. By the way, this is based on, in Teamzy, this is based on a goal of in excess of $150,000 a year income. You would connect with 10 prospects, 6 customers, and 4 team members, so 20 connects. These are, remember, this is just an outgoing, make someone's day message. You could easily do that in 30 minutes, just sending it. Okay? Just sending it. 20 connects, 30 minutes. Your goal is 3 shares. So out of 20 conversations, 3 of those are going to develop a little bit and you're going to share something. Okay. And then you add those people to your follow-ups list. If you're doing this right, after a week, you know, it might, again, like I said, it might not happen on week 1, but let's say on week 4 doing this, by Friday, you have 15 people on your follow-ups list. These are solid leads who are interested. Solid leads who are interested. Okay, so that brings us to number 5, how to follow up like a pro. You have to follow up on these leads. You can't just let them float out there, okay? Did you guys know that 80% of all sales happen between the 7th and 10th follow-up? 80% of all sales happen between the 7th and 10th follow-up. Oh, but Eric, I don't want to hear that. Very few people follow up 10 times, right? But I'm telling you, 80% of the sales are there. People don't follow up because they're worried about being annoying, right? Are you guys following up 10 times? Let me just, rather than focusing on, could I be annoying people? I want to reframe this in your mind. Do you believe in your product? Do you believe in your product? Do you believe so much in your product that you honestly believe that if people don't get it, it's detrimental to their life? That's where you need to be. Number 1, do you believe in your product? Okay. Number 2, do you believe in your opportunity? Do you believe this opportunity could be life-changing for somebody? Is that your focus? If the answer is yes, and finally, are you truly here to help people? Are you truly here to help people? Or are you just trying to line your own pockets? If you believe in your product, you believe in your opportunity, and you're truly here to help people, I want you to change the way you think about follow-ups, because your product isn't really relevant if they don't have it yet, is it? Your product is not relevant if they don't have it. Your follow-up is the tool that you have to help these people. So shift your mindset. Following up is an act of love. Following up is an act of love. It's not something we do to pester people. It's how we love them. This is how we help them. This is how we change their lives, by continuing to follow up after we've told them we will. It's beyond being an act of love. I also believe it's a promise kept. It's a promise kept. So let me just teach you real quick how to do this without being annoying, because I now want you guys to focus on following up 7 to 10 times, okay? Can you do that? Just put a little affirmation down on your notes. I will follow up 7 to 10 times with interested people. Okay. Here's how to do it without being annoying. They will thank you from the bottom of their heart for following up this many times if you do these two things. Number one, never ask them to do anything in your follow-up message. Don't ask them to do anything. They don't have to call you or return the text or RSVP for your event or anything. Okay, don't ask anything of them. Okay. Number two, keep your follow-up short, sweet, and written so they can read the entire message without opening it. Okay. So just picture the lock screen of your phone notifications coming through. You want them to be able to see the whole message. Now, why this is so important is because most of the time, people who are genuinely interested, they are busy at the moment you text them or message them. They just happen to be busy at that moment. They're cooking dinner, they're driving their car, the dog's throwing up on the baby, whatever is going on in their life. They're Netflixing with their spouse, whatever. Right now, they don't want to open it and get into it with you. They're not going to open the message at all because they don't want to send that read receipt back to you and then look like a jerk for not responding. Do you guys do this? I do this all the time. So what you want is for them, but they will pick up their phone and look at it. They do want to see it. So this is why it has to be short, because if there's the ... now they're irritated. They can't see the whole message without opening it. They don't want to open it. Okay. And it has to be written. They have to be able to read it. If you send them a voice message, again, they have to open it. And they may not be able to listen to it right now. Does this make sense? So make sure you follow these two rules. Don't ask them to do anything and keep it short, sweet, and written. What will happen is those follow-ups come through and they will see them. They will always see them. Look, you'll go, Eric, they're not even opening my messages. They're ghosting me. No, they're not. They're not ghosting you. They're reading the messages. They're reading the messages in the notification. Okay? And that's all you care about. You want them to see your messages. Oh my gosh, that's right. I need to do that. Oh, I need to respond to him, but I can't right now. I need to get on that. Yeah, I need to check out those products, right? So you're just staying top of mind over time. What happens is over time, people will respond and they will get back into it with you. Okay. So 20% of people will convert in the first couple of follow-ups. The other 80%, the vast majority, will take many follow-ups. They will not even respond usually to 5 or 6. Have you guys had people who've been interested and then suddenly they don't respond at all? That's totally normal. Okay, you just need to keep following up lovingly, keep letting them know that you're present, and they will come back and they will thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for staying in touch with me. Okay. So again, most people won't respond to the first 5 follow-ups, but they will thank you after the 6th or 7th follow-up. So keep them on that follow-up list. Here's the key piece of this. Keep them on your follow-ups list until they convert or say no. Okay. Until they convert or say no. And if they say no, you put them back on your prospects list and you stay in touch. Okay. You need a system that will make sure no follow-ups ever fall through the cracks. And again, I'll show you my favorite tool in a minute. But you have to have a system. If you're trying to remember finding a pad of paper or something, it's not going to work, guys. You're going to drop people through the cracks. Okay, component number 6, last component. The last component of relationship marketing, create introductions. Create introductions. This is huge. This is where the future growth of your business comes from. And it's so easy to do. Remember that 85% of new business comes from customer word of mouth. Why wouldn't we have a system built around the deepest pool of leads? Right? Recommendations are more influential than we think. 82% of Americans say they seek recommendations from friends and family when considering a purchase. Okay? They seek recommendations from friends and family when considering a purchase. So there are 2 groups who will introduce new customers to you. Okay? You guys ready for this? Number 1 are your advocates. Your advocates. And advocates may not be customers. They may not ever bought from you. They may not be on your team. These are just people who trust you, who think you're amazing. They believe that you are a trusted advisor in this area. And they tell people they care about to come to you for help with their problems. This is so huge. And when you're working with relationship marketing, you will build an army of advocates. They say, you know, whatever your business is, if your business is weight loss, we can say, you need to talk to my friend. That's what they do. They do this all day long. They understand your mission and how you help people, and they will introduce new customers to you all the time. Okay. The second group are your current customers. And by the way, when I say current customers, I mean anyone who's ever bought from you. They might not be currently on auto ship, but they're still your customers. Does this make sense? Your customers. People who have experienced your service and products are the people very likely to introduce you. Okay. So here's an example of how we plant seeds We just want to start training people to be our advocates, start training people, our customers, to introduce us. And so here's an example. So screenshot this, guys, so you have this little script. Could you do me a favor? If you come across anyone you care about that might need help with whatever it is that you help with, guys, would you connect them with me so I can send them some information? Okay, real simple. And this is a great way to end conversations when people aren't interested. Hey, no worries, it was great chatting with you. Could you do me a favor though? If you do come across anyone that you care about that might need help with, in my business, my network marketing business before Teamzy was Beachbody. So I would say something like, anyone you care about that might need help with losing some weight, getting fit, working on their health, would you connect them with me so I can send them some information? Okay. So you get people to agree to this. They'll say, yeah, I will. Okay. But remember something else. Don't ask them to refer you to other people. Get introduced to those people. Okay. Don't ask them to refer you to people. Get introduced to those people. Okay. So ask them, could you introduce me? Would you connect them to me? Okay. Group chat, group text. Don't say, tell your friends about me. Say, introduce your friends to me and I'll get them some info. Okay. Keep in mind that the hottest source of a new lead is your current customer. There's no hotter place in the world to go. There's no Instagram class you can take that's better than that. There's nothing out there better than a current customer. Because think about this, you guys. These people are already using your products and loving them. They're already using their products and loving them. They already trust you. And they're talking about their products to their friends and family already. That's what people do when they're getting results. They talk to people about it, which means their friends and family are already ready. They already have people who are ready to buy right now. Okay, so the question is, you need to be getting introduced to those people. And if you're not in regular contact with your customers, you're not going to get introduced to people. Does this make sense? Now, here's an example of how to ask for an introduction. I know you've really been enjoying whatever the products are they're using. Can you think of anyone you care about that might be interested in learning more about these products? I know it sounds so simple, and it really is this simple. You just have to be intentional about it, guys. Okay. I know you've really been enjoying the products. Can you think of anyone that you care about that might be interested in learning more about the products? Okay. Great. Would you mind quickly introducing them to me so I can get them some information? So this is the important piece. Would you mind introducing them to me so I can get them some information? Okay. So quick action steps. Okay, we've gone through a lot. I'm going to give you guys some quick action steps. One, make sure you're staying in consistent contact with advocates and customers and always plant those seeds. Just like I taught you a second ago, always plant those seeds. Two, ask them to introduce you. Ask them to introduce you and then follow up like a pro on those introductions. When they introduce somebody to you, follow up like I just taught you. Okay, you guys with me? So quick review of the relationship marketing system. I also like to summarize it as leading with love. You got to have an organized and prioritized list in a CRM system, okay? In a CRM software system. You need to set your daily targets for connecting with prospects, customers, and team members, building and deepening relationships as you go. Share where appropriate, follow up on shares like a pro, and finally get introductions and not referrals, okay? And by doing this, and also, of course, track it all so nobody falls through the cracks. You got to be tracking it as you go. Okay, so again, a typical power hour might look like this. You're going to send out messages to 10 prospects, 6 customers, 4 team members. All right, that's your first 30 minutes. Your goal is to share 3 times. Okay, so if where appropriate, you're going to share business or product solutions with people, and then you're going to be doing your follow-ups, which is the second 30 minutes of your power hour. You get it all done in 1 hour. All the income-producing activities that you need to do. Okay. Now, what this does for your team when you start building relationship marketing-based business is you get to lead with your heart, and your team will follow the same way. How many of you would like to have a team filled with heart-based business people? And you'll also start attracting trustworthy, caring people to your team. People will be attracted to the way you do business. You'll never have to ask your team to do something you don't believe in yourself. How many of you guys have had to do this? You've had to try to train on what works, and you're like, I don't actually want to do this. Now you don't have to do that anymore. Okay. So the past hour, let's just talk about this real quick. Would you guys agree that this has been time well spent so far? Have you? I hope I brought a ton of value for you. As you can imagine, I couldn't cover everything that you need in a 1 hour webinar, not even if we had all day. I just was giving you a quick overview of the Teamzy system. Here's a great testimonial from my friend Suzanne. She says, Eric Johnson, you and your company are spot on. I cannot thank you enough. 3 years, a 6-figure earner, and a team of over 3,000 now, and still was struggling with crazy written lists, a tried and failed index card system, and no Excel skills. Seriously, Teamzy has been the answer I've needed. Hallelujah. I could sing your praises all day. Our personal business is our number one priority, and you've helped me to finally have a productive power hour. Thank you. So quick options on this. One, you can follow the old school approach, cold inviting, going for no, risking rejections, damaged relationships, and burnout. I think it's probably unlikely, if you're still listening to me, that you want option one. Option two is you can go it alone. This is what I did. Spend hundreds of hours trying to create your own systems and apply the principles I taught you today. You could do that because the principles work 100% of the time. Or option three is learn a proven system and leverage ready-made tools for creating a steady stream of new customers and recruits, and learn from somebody who's not only done it, but mastered it, and do it without feeling like an icky salesperson or being rejected. So now I want to introduce you to the Teamzy Bootcamp. Okay, and I know I promised at the beginning that I would talk a little bit about this, and I'm sure some of you guys are interested in learning about it. But Teamzy Bootcamp is a complete video tutorial program, and of course with the Teamzy CRM built in, for consistently generating leads and getting more customers. Okay, so let me talk to you about what it is. It's a 12-week step-by-step action plan. This isn't just a class, it's an action plan. We're gonna learn and implement. We're gonna help you learn how to keep your sales consistent by always having leads coming through your funnel. We're gonna help you build relationships by staying connected and knowing what to say and when to say it. We're gonna help you follow up without being annoying and overcome objections. We'll help you build your team into a powerhouse, even if you don't have a lot of time. Now, this is going to include 13 training videos, clear action plans, and workbooks that you follow along and keep after the course. You'll have your workbooks forever. Here's a quick testimonial from Debbie Boyd, who's a RFX Circle award winner with Rodan and Field. She says, I've taken a ton of training to rise above the pack and fight for the tippy top of my company. And I will hands down tell you this is some of the best drilling and training that I've received. I'm so grateful to have committed at such a time as this. I didn't get started at the official starting point, and I was deflated about that. Had a hard time getting motivated. Can you guys relate to that? How many of you guys are late starters sometimes? But 3 days in, I'm hooked, and I have plans of developing a habit that is going to help me be a world changer with these practices. The structure is so helpful, and I'm so thankful. So some of the courses that are included in Bootcamp, I told you there's 13 video courses. Here's some of the courses that you'll be learning in Bootcamp. We're going to teach you how to increase conversions by 80%. We're going to teach you how to leverage your social media to build trust. A lot of people think social media is to like generate random leads. No, it's to build trust with people. We're going to help you learn how to get your current customers to bring you more customers. I gave you a little taste of that tonight. We're going to spend a whole week working on those skills. How to move a great conversation into an invite and a share. This seems to be the most popular content. How to actually move those conversations into sharing about the business. We'll teach you how to meet new people and add them to your team. We'll teach you how to identify future leaders on your team. So there's all of these courses. Here's a few more. Unleash your inner power hour boss, uncovering your why, how to lead with love, how to overcome objections with heart, right? Just some really amazing courses. We spend a lot of time and energy figuring out what are the things that you need to know to be successful in this business. And of course, we do everything in Bootcamp through this Teamzy CRM and Power Hour. How many of you are using Teamzy CRM? Or actually throw up in the chat if you're not using Teamzy CRM so that I can see that. And if you are using it already, then I'll spare you guys the full tutorial of Teamzy. But the Teamzy CRM is built to do everything that I've shown you tonight. It takes your list, it prioritizes and organizes it. It does it on the 5-star system that I taught you. It does it automatically. And every day it creates your power hour list. It tells you who to connect with based on the star ratings. You don't have to wonder, has it been 30 days? It automatically comes up. Okay, it automatically comes up, tells you to connect with. It's pretty amazing. Okay. So with the Teamzy CRM, you'll be able to find every contact, every customer, and every conversation. You'll be able to crush your power hour because it's designed to help you do that in less than an hour. View and track all of your leads, get your team motivated, and see your performance as you go. Okay. And so this is a quick look at the Teamzy Power Hour. I'm going to skip by this though, just to save us some time. Also included is our scripts library. Okay. And the scripts library is huge. Some of you have been using it already. You probably have been amazed at how well these work. These are designed for Facebook Messenger, text messages, or any type of touch point. It's a collection of conversation starters for staying in touch, also follow-ups and reconnecting. Each one of these messages has been crafted to not be cheesy and salesy, but to be authentic and real and really effective. You can also create your own scripts and save them for later in the scripts library and keep them in your system, which is pretty cool. So there's the scripts library. Also in Bootcamp, we work through the ultimate mindset trainings. This will help you connect, serve, and help people to build and deepen relationships. The strategy to uncover your why so you can stay consistent. This is so important. So important to uncover your why, because most people quit this business. And honestly, you and I would quit this business too if we don't have a strong why. You got to know it. And we'll help you set your game plan for your success with big and smart goals. I don't know if you have written goals, but we'll take you through the process of creating what are called BHAGs, big, hairy, audacious goals. And then we'll help you write SMART goals. And then we'll help you figure out what your daily personal business standard is so that you know what you need to do every day to move towards those bigger goals. Okay. So we go through those ultimate mindset trainings. Also in Bootcamp, there's a monthly live coaching call with myself and my mentor, Mike Lopez, who's a co-founder of Teamzy, which is pretty cool. I mean, I love coming in here and teaching extra stuff, as you guys have seen tonight. I have a passion for this. And Mr. Lopez, who's my mentor, is the most experienced builder of leaders I've ever met. And so I asked him to co-lead boot camps with me because I wanted to make sure you guys had all that extra leadership training in there as well. So we do these monthly live coaching calls. It's 3 live Zoom calls through the program with Mike Lopez and me. We do specific training based on the needs of the group, things that were supplemental to the 13 trainings that we have in the bank that are there for you to watch. And we also do a lot of idea sharing and Q&A. Okay. Speaking of Q&A, we're almost to the Q&A here. So if you have questions, you can start loading them into that Q&A and I'll answer them in a minute. Also for Bootcamp, we have a private Facebook group where everyone in Bootcamp is in one Facebook group. Okay. That's where we share best practices, new ideas, awesome results people are getting. We can seek advice from each other and get to know other like-minded pros. You might make some incredible friends in that group. There's daily tips from Mike and I every single day, things to motivate you and hold you accountable to doing today's action steps. We're also going to help you find a success partner or two to keep you on track and hold you accountable, because we know that you won't do it for yourself, but you'll do it for somebody else. You'll also have direct access to me on a daily basis in this private Facebook group. You can ask me questions directly. I'd be happy to answer them. Okay. So just going through everything that you're getting here for Bootcamp. Again, there's a 12-week training course. The Teamzy CRM plus Power Hour is the key ingredient to making it all work. We're going to go through those ultimate mindset courses, the scripts library, the 3 live coaching calls, the private Facebook group with top marketers and access to founders. Guys, all of this, I mean, I could add up the value. It's ridiculous. But for Bootcamp, we only charge $297. Plus, of course, you got to have your subscription to Teamzy so that you can use it. $297, less than a cup of coffee a day. So if you're interested in learning more about Bootcamp, here's the link, okay? Teamzy.com/bootcamp. It's pretty simple to remember. Take a screen grab. There's the link, okay? Teamzy.com/bootcamp. You can go there and learn even more, sign up. So as we were building out this program, I really had 2 choices. The first one was to go as cheap as possible, try to sell as many as possible, right? Which wouldn't incentivize me to really stack as much value as I wanted. Or number 2 would require a little bit of higher investment, but in exchange, I can devote more resources to guarantee your success, which is what we've gone for. Here's a great testimonial I just want to share from my friend Jill. She says, after 7 years in business, I'd gotten to the point of feeling overwhelmed and frustrated with the go for no approach, using the typical prospecting language. The Teamzy Bootcamp has reawakened my ability to develop new and rekindle old prospects, helping me fill my funnel and enrolling new customers and business partners. I would highly recommend this bootcamp to anyone seriously committed to growing their business and leading their team to do the same. I was initially concerned about not having enough time for a 12-week training, but soon realized it wasn't something extra to do. It was exactly the income-producing daily activity that I needed to be doing anyway. I can't wait to share what I've learned with my team and will highly recommend that they invest themselves in themselves and their businesses by using Teamzy. So now this Teamzy system is exactly what I wish I had when I started out. It would have saved me years with time in my family, not to mention made me a lot more money. Can I get an amen on that? How many of you guys wish you had this when you started? So if you sign up before the webinar ends, I'm going to give you a bonus. Okay, a huge bonus. I will host personally a private team call for you and your team. Okay, so you'll have me. I'll come in. I'll get your team fired up. I'll teach them about relationship marketing. I will get them so fired up and excited that we'll definitely get a bump going in your business. Okay, so I'll be there to inspire, energize, and re-engage your team. Get your team on the same page, and you'll have an opportunity to ask me anything. So we'll do FAQs with your team. So again, if you guys are interested in Bootcamp and you sign up before the end of this webinar, we can set that up for you and your team. Okay. Another quick testimonial from Rob, from who just crushed it in Bootcamp, a Beachbody coach. He just, oh man, I don't even know. I think he signed up like 27 people in 3 months. Says, guys, please listen to everything Mike and Eric say and take it to heart. The system works, and what they are teaching you absolutely 100% works if you work this. I love Kat's little comment on that too. She says, totally agree. Not only does it work, but it's beautiful. I hated being pushy, made me feel dirty or something gross. That's what that means. But with Teamzy, I am just wanting to bless, and that's truly beautiful. Plus, it works. So if all I did was get you to consistently generate leads and make sales, wouldn't that be worth it? But I'm also going to give you the tools to make you successful in 3 months and help you become a true leader to your team. So I'm sure you can see why people are happy to pay the full value, $4,000 plus, to help their team succeed. They learn techniques and tactics so they can build their businesses from the comfort of their home. You can see why this would be a great deal even at $597. That was actually the original pricing on this. But because you're amazing, you took time to be on this webinar, I know that you are hardcore and have the passion to succeed. Again, the price, guys, on this program is $297. That's USD, by the way, if you're watching me from another country. Again, here's this screenshot of the training page in Teamzy University that will unlock when you join Bootcamp. You can see that each week there's a new training class that unlocks. You'll have a downloadable workbook that you can fill in as you do the learning. Different courses that we'll be taking and offering in there. Again, you'll be using the Teamzy CRM and Power Hour. If you're not sure how to use Teamzy CRM, we will teach you. You'll be an expert by the end of this. Now, again, this isn't for you if you're expecting a magic pill to sell and get customers. I can't promise that. I don't have a magic pill for you. Or if you expect to get results without putting in any effort. If you're one of those know-it-alls, this isn't going to work. And I have to tell you, the most successful people I know in our industry are very coachable. They're very coachable. They don't have that attitude. The hard part of being a teacher is that I can only give you the tools. I need you guys to come with me, to step up and commit and come with me and do the work that I'm going to help you to do. But here's what I'll tell you. If you follow the steps and do the activities, the results will follow. Okay. And this has worked for network marketers, direct sellers, small business owners, people doing stuff on the side, busy moms with limited time, students, guys, girls, everybody. Okay. So again, $297. Here's the link, teamzy.com/bootcamp, teamzy.com/bootcamp. Okay, so we're just about to Q&A. I see I've got one question in Q&A. Guys, if you have questions, put them in there. I'm going to jump over there in a second and start answering them. Again, your options. Do nothing. Don't take the leap of faith. Don't jump in there and start working on this. Or you can just invest a small amount today in yourself compared to the amount of value you're getting in return, and give it a shot. Just give it a shot. The real question is it worth investing a few minutes of your time and less than a cup of coffee a day to potentially have a complete system for consistently generating customers and leads with the relationships you already have? Again, bonus offer. Sign up before the webinar ends, and we'll get you that private team call for you and your team, hosted by me. Here's just a quick rundown again of everything that's included. There's the 12-week training course. You're going to be using the Teamzy CRM and Power Hour. The Ultimate Mindset courses will go through the scripts library there, the coaching calls with the founders of the Teamzy, private Facebook group with top marketers and access to the founders on a daily basis, right? And if you jump in quick, you get that private team call for your team. Okay. So there's two types of people. There's those that make things happen and win with their business, and those that watch others make things happen. I don't want you to be that second person. If you're someone who wants to build a hugely successful business with heart, I hope you'll join us at Bootcamp. Again, here's the link, teamzy.com/bootcamp. Okay, now let's dive in. Get that screenshot. I'm going to take it off the screen. Teamzy.com/bootcamp. All right, let's get into the Q&A. Kathy asks, how to move people from XBO to Teamzy. Okay, I don't know what XBO is, but here's what I know. What you need to do is figure out, Kathy, how to export your contacts from XBO. Once you have your contacts exported from XBO, it's easy to import them into Teamzy as a CSV file. You can send that export directly to our team and we'll do it for you if you don't want to figure that out. It's support@teamzy.com. It's the email address, support@teamzy.com. You can just send that file and say, can you put this in my Teamzy? If you want to do it yourself, you go to the Teamzy Help Center and there's tutorials and FAQs on how to do all the files, okay? But the first thing you need to figure out from XBO is how do I export my data? Once you've got that, it's easy to put it in Teamzy. Okay, Patricia says, so are the locked courses part of the bootcamp? Yes, they're locked. So there's 13 courses in bootcamp over the 12 weeks, and every Monday they unlock. So you have the week's training, and then for the week, we work on doing five or six power hours together during the week, implementing the new skill, okay? Rachel says, when does bootcamp start? Great question. So bootcamp is in registration, open registration now, but bootcamp actually begins July, what is it? July 6th, I think. Let me just look at the calendar. Yeah, bootcamp actually begins July 6th, okay? However, we are in what's called the prep weeks now. So we like to have 1 week of prep week, which actually officially starts June 29th, and we've got a lot of people in there right now working on prep. So there's action steps that we do to set up. So if you're new to Teamzy, we want to get your account set up, get you comfortable using it. If you've been using Teamzy, everyone's going to focus on, we're going to do all the goal setting. We're going to get all your goals set. We're going to get your books ordered, because one of the things that we ask you to do in Teamzy is read a book a month over the 3 months, so that we're investing in that personal development. And we have a book list of Mike and my favorite books. So there's stuff to do in the kind of the prep weeks, Rachel, but bootcamp actually begins July 6th. Okay. However, registration's only open for another week. It closes next Monday. Raona says, will we have lifetime access to the videos and community for the bootcamp? Okay. You will not have lifetime access to the videos, but you will have lifetime access to your filled in workbook, okay? The reason we do this is because a lot of people buy courses, and because they have lifetime access, they don't do anything with it. So what we do is we give you 30 days past the end of bootcamp to catch up. So if you fall behind, you have an extra 30 days. But what we want to do is we want to put time pressure on it, because we want you working with us. Watch the 15, 20-minute video and work this week and get it done. This is an action program, not just a learning program. Does that make sense? Okay, you will have access to the private Facebook group community forever, though. You will have access to that forever, and anything that we do in that group, you'll have access to. But the 13 training videos, you will have limited access to, and our goal is that you get your workbooks completely filled in, full of notes. You have that kind of book to take with you. What are some topics or icebreakers to keep conversations going from the Power Hour? So, okay, that's a great question. We actually do spend a couple weeks on this in bootcamp. So the most important thing is to just be interested in people and ask them questions. I'm going to give you, Rayona, I'm going to give you kind of my secret phrase that has worked so incredibly well for me on getting people to talk after the hello. So my secret phrase is, what have you been up to? Question. What have you been up to? Send me an update. So it's a question with a directive. Like, I'm asking the question, telling them how to answer it. What have you been up to? Send me an update. Those two phrases together work so incredibly well, because people are like, I don't know what to say. Like, I haven't talked to you in ages. Well, how have you been? Like, how have you been during the pandemic? Send me an update. Tell me what you've been up to. Send me an update. So people are like, oh, okay, well, I'm doing this. The kids are doing that. So now you've got a conversation started. Okay. There's a real kind of famous acronym of things to talk about called FORM, FORM, which stands for family, occupation, recreation, and motivation. family, occupation, recreation, and motivation. So things to ask about. Ask about their family. Ask about their kids. Ask about their work. Ask about their business if they're a business owner. Ask about what they've been doing for fun. Did you do anything fun for Father's Day weekend? We just had Father's Day weekend. Like, did you do anything fun? Like, what's your recreational? And then motivation is just you're measuring how interested they might be in learning about your business. That's kind of what you're doing as you're talking to them. Make sense? So the most important thing is keep the conversation going. Ask them to send you an update. That gives you lots of things to ask about. And then, Riona, the best part of this is after they've given you an update on their life, now you give them an update on your life, and it's totally natural and expected. Here's what I've been doing. Here's what my family's been up to. Okay? And that leads you to talking about your business. Did I tell you about my home business? Oh, it's been amazing. Yeah, I really help people with. Does this make sense? What you do and why you're passionate about it. You tell people what you do and why you're passionate about it. This is what I've been doing and why I'm so passionate about it. It allows you to tell your people about your business in a way that makes them excited for you and proud of you for it. That makes sense? And then if there's some interest, if you're measuring a little motivation, there's some interest, then you can ask them, hey, would you like to learn more about it? Be happy to send you some info. Just let me know. Okay? And that's how you take those like fun conversations and you're able to talk about your business in a really natural way and talk and share with them. Now, they may have told you that, based on what you're telling me, I think I might be able to really help you. I don't know if you know about my home business, but I help people with this problem. Really? Right? So you may be able to bring the solution immediately. Okay. Rachel says, is there a different Facebook group for the boost? Yeah, there's a different Facebook group for the bootcamp participants. It's a private group that only they are in. Okay. They're in a private group. That's where they interact with myself and co-founder Mike Lopez for 12 weeks. It's just for them. Okay. And it gives us a chance to go much deeper on things than we can do like in Teamzy community or whatnot. So hopefully that helps with that. Okay. Awesome. Well, hopefully this was really helpful. I meant to put this video in live on our Teamzy community Facebook group, but I had some technical problems, so it didn't go live. But I did record it, so I'll get the playback link posted up there so that you guys can share it. If you go to the page. Yeah, I'll send you guys the playback link. We've got a playback page, so I can send that right away. And you guys can have that to share with people. I think there's a lot of great content, whether or not they do bootcamp. But if somebody's interested in doing the bootcamp, this is a great webinar for them to see because I do break it down for them at the end. And like I said, registration's open until next Monday. So if you're thinking about doing it with us, I hope you will. Please bring your teammates with you because you do better if you have people come in with you. Okay? We'd love to have you. Looks like, wait, I got a couple more. Will you post the link again? Yep, we'll post that. Would you recommend, last question before I bless you on your way from John. Would you recommend a male asking women without being creepy to them? I get shut down when I ask how they're doing. It's a great question, John. Okay, so John, are you married or in a relationship, a committed relationship with somebody? That's the first question. Married, perfect. Okay, that helps. It makes it much easier when you're married. What worked for me was talking about, my wife's name is Lisa, so Lisa and I would say Lisa and I were talking about you, or I would talk as quickly as possible about Lisa in the messages so that I wasn't sending the wrong message. Does that make sense? And so if I was, for example, if I was connecting with somebody who maybe was introduced by somebody, I would say, my wife Lisa and I work this business together and your friend introduced us to you, type thing. So constantly referencing your family in messages makes other people feel comfortable, if that makes sense. Telling stories about something that you guys did as a couple quickly in the conversation so that it's clear that you're not being weird. With some couples, it's sometimes better to, if you know both halves of a couple, you could message them as a group. Hey guys, just wanted to say hi, type thing. And I do that a lot with married couples. I'll message them as a group chat, and one of them usually will pick up the conversation and respond, but it's kind of a safe way to do it, if that helps. So hopefully that helps a little bit, John. You just have to be really careful that you're coming across the right way. And if somebody does get the wrong impression, just clarify right away. Sorry if I gave you that impression. I'm really not, I'm really not trying to go there. I wasn't trying to hit on you or flirt at all. Just wanted to say hi. And what I used to say is, I've just made a commitment to really connect with the people that I'm connected to instead of just having them on my Facebook list. So I'm really trying to get out there out of my comfort zone and connect with people and see what's going on with people. That's all. And people, oh, okay, good. If that makes sense. All right. Hopefully that was helpful, you guys. I hope to see you all in boot camp. At the very least, I hope you'll use Teamzy. Tell your friends and team members about Teamzy. We've grown based on our users loving it and sharing it with their teams, and that's the way we want to continue to grow. God bless you guys. Have a great night. Talk to y'all soon.